Hey y'all, Big Tim here. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Old School and Bass with Big Tim. So it's been a long time since we've had one of these little chats. Kind of figured it was time because there's a lot of things going on. First off, the states are finally opening up and we're about to see some tournament action locally. I know some of the other states have already opened up. In fact, this weekend there was a big, what was it, a Toyota series down at Pickwick that Jacob Wheeler just won. So that was pretty cool to see that going on. I didn't get to see any details because I was working and fishing. Yeah, that's right. I went fishing today. I don't have any video for you because, man, the river shut me down. It was one of the worst days of fishing on the river I can imagine. I didn't even catch a bluegill. But, it's time to start grinding around on the river. We got some tournaments coming up, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But let's get back to Jacob Wheeler. I mean, it's pretty cool to see him win. But I was also kind of pulling for a Buddy Gross. You know, here's a guy that he's fishing the pro circuit and he could really use the boost. And let's face it, Jacob doesn't need the money. But there's a reason Jacob wins all the time. It's not because he's lucky, because he's good. He studies the things, he understands, and knows what to do and makes the right decisions. And that's what it takes. Kudos to Wheeler. Like I said, man knows what he's doing. I mean, he's incredible. I wish he'd have stayed with bass. I think he would have broken every record that Kevin Van Dam's ever had, every record that Rick Clunn, every record that Roland Martin has done. I really wish he had stayed over at bass. But it's a new era. It's a new time. So we'll see what happens over at the Bass Pro Tour. So let's talk about my day of fishing again. So we didn't get out there super early this morning. Lori and I went together. She decided to go because today was only going to be about 70, 72 degrees. Kind of a perfect day. Really cool for this time of year normally. And definitely a drastic change since yesterday. I believe yesterday was about 80 and pretty humid. And today was windy, 70 degrees, and no humidity. It was a really gorgeous day. Not so gorgeous for fishing, though. Like I said, the river shut me out. I can honestly say I don't think I had a bass bite today. I had 2 or 3 bites that, I don't know, but throwing a little smallie beaver around, if something bites it, it's kind of hard to tell. I never really set the hook on anything, and I thought, man, that was a bass. I know I had several bluegill bites, but it was odd. I tried all kinds of different things. I tried crankbaits. I tried beavers. I tried baby brush hogs, buzzbait, spinnerbait, chatterbait. I think that's about it. But yeah, that's what I tried today. And I will say I've got some new crankbaits that I'm really excited about. I think they're going to be top notch on the river. I can't wait. I used one today for the first time, and wow, I'm really impressed with it. It's a little small bait. I'll show it to you some other time. I want to keep it kind of under wraps right now. Some of you guys may know because I kind of let the secret out earlier. But we'll talk about it again later on down the road. The reason I'm excited is because there's possibly 2 tournaments coming up here on the river. Next weekend, I may or may not fish the KBF, Kentucky Bass Federation. I'm actually, right now, I'm leaning away from fishing it, mostly because the state championship is on the same weekend as Lori's 50th birthday. Even though her birthday's on a Monday, I'd imagine she's going to want to celebrate and party pretty hard the weekend leading up to it. So the last couple of days of her being 49 years old, it may not be a good time for me to be fishing. We already talked about that. But I got real excited because the KBF, with the fact that we had COVID and everything else, the KBF kind of altered their rules or regulations, whatever you want to say. And it takes 3 tournaments to be in to make the state championship. And one of the things that is kind of bad is one of the other organizations that I plan on fishing, the Kentucky Bass Nation, when they rescheduled their tournaments, it falls on one of the local ones here on the river. So I would have to do something else to make the KBF. And as much as I really like to do it, I'm really torn. Like I said, with Lori's birthday and everything else. But the weekend after that, we've got the Kentucky Bass Nation out of Craig's Creek, just like where the KBF is. Kentucky Bass Nation, I think, is on June 13th. And I don't know about that one because we were talking about having a grand opening where I work on that weekend. We have been open for several months, a couple months. But with COVID and everything else, we really didn't have a grand opening sale. So I'm maybe not supposed to be letting this out of the bag, but we're having a grand opening sale that'll start June 11th, 12th, and 13th, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And they may want me to work on Saturday, which I normally don't work on Saturday, but I really don't know yet. We're kind of up in the air on that. I'm hoping I get the word soon because I really want to fish at Bass Nation. I really want to make that tournament. Even though I got shut out today, there's still a lot that can happen in 2 weeks. I plan on going out on the river Tuesday on my off day. And, of course, if I don't fish that tournament next Saturday, I may just go down and hang out and fish and try to figure something out. But we'll see what happens with that. Another thing that's going on. Next weekend, BFL rescheduled for the Mountain Division. Instead of going to Barren River Lake, of course, our governor, Andy Beshear, decided not to give the okay until it's too late. FLW decided to reschedule the missing Mountain Division tournaments, both of them at Dale Hollow. So these guys from the Mountain Division next weekend are going to Dale Hollow, and I think it's going to be awesome. I could be totally wrong. Man, I think it's going to be a great, fun trip. I think there's going to be a lot of topwater action for both smallmouth and largemouth. Oh, wow. I kind of wish I was going. Then again, there's other things I can do around here. So, I know I don't have any fishing footage for you. We spent the last week working on things so that we got the yard ready. The pool is open, so you can expect some pool video, some testing coming up soon. I generally like to do that later on in the summer. That way I can get in the water. The water's still pretty darn cold. It's cold just to put my hand in. But we will definitely have some pool testing video coming up soon. I hope that your tournament schedules are opening up and you're able to get out there and go fishing. And man, I tell you what, there's more people fishing now than ever. You can see it at work. We're so low on a lot of things because more people are fishing. But a lot of these plants that are making things are shut down. At least that's my guess. I mean, we don't have a lot of things from Eagle Claw, and I guess that's because they're shut down. We don't have split shot sinkers. We don't have a lot of hooks. The one thing I get asked about a lot of times is rod holders that go in the ground. That's from Eagle Claw. I don't have a lot of that. We also don't have a lot of fishing line. I mean, I've been told that a lot of places are out of fishing line. And 8, 10 pound, really hard to come by as far as monofilament goes. And we're in the same boat. We don't have a lot of monofilament. I guess the plants that make that here in the United States are shut down due to COVID. So hopefully that'll be opening up soon. That's a big deal, not to be able to have some of the fishing line that's out there. But anyway, hope you guys are getting out there, catching some fish, having some fun. Hopefully I'll get out on the river here soon and have a decent river episode to show you. I thought about showing you some of the baits that I plan on going on the attack with, but I think maybe I'll wait a little bit. Of course, I could have showed them today because they didn't do anything for me. Like I said, I threw several crankbaits. I had 3 different crankbaits I tried today. I tried a buzz bait, spinner bait, baby brush hog, smallie beaver, chatterbait, and a Cinco. Forgot about that one earlier. So I tried everything, and yeah, nothing going on, for me at least. Funny thing is, actually, I called one of my other friends, Jake. He fished with me at that Gallatin County tournament last year. He had a tournament up on the other end, and he didn't catch a keeper either. I think his dad must have caught 2. I saw the weigh-in results. They had 2 fish for 3 pounds. But even the weigh-in that was posted for that, I thought was a little light for this time of year, I should say. I know there's also been all kinds of other stuff, but I mean, this is a fishing show. We don't want to talk about some of the political things that are happening, some of the racial unrest. You know, the nation is hurting right now. I understand that. But this isn't the time or place to be talking about that. You want to talk about that? You know, maybe we could pop open a couple beers sometime, sit around, but nobody tunes into this channel to talk about those things. I've got strong opinions about it, surely. Everybody does. But I don't feel like this is the place to talk about it. Thanks for tuning in. Get out there and go fishing. We'll see you the next time on Old School and Bass at Big Tim.